Wow. By the powers of StreamYard, we are live, I believe.
Are you sure?
I don't know if you want to actually.
I'm going to go
I'm going to check.
You want to
I'm
check
going to
that?
check. Yeah.
But we should be live.
Actually live.
Alistair, I don't know if you can hear us because
How angry will Nick be?
You've already.
I will. Yeah, I will not be.
You've already put a comment, Alistair, in the chat. If you could just say that we're live.
You seem to have some interesting sort of like flashing banner.
We ain't live. I hate to break it to you, but
we ain't live. we're recording something like Nick did earlier on.
It looks so we're recording then, are we?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, because you're definitely not live, but it was really weird. It was trying because your banner was like flashing white noise. It was trying.
Yeah, if you go into your profile, you can see that we are not broadcasting, which is really annoying when you pay for. Do you pay for your StreamYard license?
Yeah.
I'd like a refund, please. Can I have some money back, StreamYard?
So what do you want to do? Do you want to just go on and talk, or do you want to?
Can do, yeah. Why not?
Well, we can, but I will caveat that with if you'll have to set up a separate recording session. I think that's what we had to do earlier.
So I've got an error message saying that we're having trouble streaming to LinkedIn. This may be an issue on LinkedIn's, and we'll keep trying and let you know if it's resolved. Please check LinkedIn to ensure that the stream looks okay. If it continues for a while, try creating a new broadcast or remove this destination from the broadcast and re-add it.
Yeah, which is great when you've got it scheduled and appearing on loads of different platforms. Yeah, I'll just go and do that. Yeah.
I like the fact that
so we're live on Twitter, by the way.
Oh, we're live on Twitter. Okay,
we're live on Twitter.
Awesome.
So is that StreamYard LinkedIn problem?
Yeah, it's specific to LinkedIn. I imagine, I always use this analogy, that LinkedIn's a little bit like the Millennium Falcon. It will get you where you need to go really quickly, but it's held together with bubblegum and bits of sticky tape. So what's probably happened is they've gone, yeah, everyone can have live access, and loads of people have got live access, and they've just broken LinkedIn. So
could you, could one of you do me a favor and put a note in the comments on LinkedIn that we're having a technical problem, and they can pick us up on either YouTube or Twitter.
Can you put the Twitter link down in the comments, Tim, if you can, or in the private chat, and then we can paste it in?
Yeah.
I actually love that you made that Millennium Falcon analogy, and I knew exactly what you were talking.
So you just whacking the warp drive to get it to work.
We're all
I just imagine
in the cockpit right now.
Yeah. I can imagine them all sort of back, like in the server room, just like whacking stuff to work. Awesome. Okay.
So I had some interesting. Alice has just said, "Is it broken?" I had some interesting feedback today, which is this week, which is that we're currently working with a very large US software company, global US software company, and we're getting to the end of the training. And one of the things that the salespeople said, now the salespeople on it are all over 40. They've all got 25 years sales experience. This software company is basically picking off the top of the A players within the industry. And it was interesting. One of the things that they said was that they're being inundated at the moment with requests for recruiters, basically offering them jobs. And one of the things that they said that they were, one of the things that they loved was the fact that, and one of the reasons that I keep getting error messages from StreamYard about LinkedIn, which is it's not really helping the situation because I know what there's a problem. And one of the things that they loved was the fact that the company was investing in them, and for them, one of the things that they said, they're offering more money, they're offering all kinds of things, but actually the company is investing in us, and therefore that's really important to us. And what we're seeing is that the company is investing in us for our future. We know that the company is going to get, if we win business, the company wins. But ultimately, what they're doing is that they could train us on this and then we could leave. But they're actually seeing this as a way of investing in the future. I've actually got some data and some slides that actually emphasize this point. What? Would you be interested in that?
I would love to see that.
Are you asking if it's okay to put up some slides?
Yeah, can I put up some slides?
Yeah,
have a go. Have a go.
Can I just say though, just to underline that point, we've had lots of people chat to us and say, well, what happens when we train up all our people and then they're very visible on social and they get poached and they leave? And our stock answer is always, it seems a little bit conceited, but the fact is, people don't leave companies because they get good at social. People leave companies because there are better deals and better opportunities happening at other companies. So look after your staff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, make them not want to leave.
And whenever I've worked for organizations, certainly in the corporate world, the number one thing that salespeople wanted was to see the company investing in them. Because if the company is investing in them, what they're doing, they're probably having meetings to fire them. So there's a two sides to it. So this is some data that's been created by Robert Turl, who's a headhunter friend of mine. This is extracted from LinkedIn.
Okay.
So what he's done is that on LinkedIn, there are 30 million people in the UK. This is the UK. I've got the US coming up on the next slide. I don't know if you know, but there's a standard feature in LinkedIn where you can put yourself as open to move. So nobody can see that flag apart from unless people are using the recruiter edition of LinkedIn. So you can actually say to recruiters, I'm looking to leave and go somewhere else. And in the moment in the UK, there are 2.3 million people that have that flag saying, hi, come and talk to me. On LinkedIn, there are 720,000 vacancies. So what we can see is that there's a ratio of three candidates to one job. If we look in the software market, there's 34,000 people. There's 38,000 people that said, I'm open to move. There are 64,000 vacancies. That means that there's one candidate for two jobs. And if we look in high-tech sales, it's 28,000, 2.6 are saying, I'm open to move. There's 13,000 vacancies. That means that in the UK, in software, in high-tech sales, there's currently one candidate for 5 jobs.
Wow.
Okay.
That means that people can just say, I quit, I walk out, and I'm going to go somewhere else. And they'll probably just walk into a job. In America, similar sort of situation. There's 170 million people on LinkedIn. 15 million people are saying, I'm out of here. 6.9 million vacancies. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. In software, similar sort of figures. It's 1 to 3. There's one person chasing 3 jobs. Similar sort of thing for software sales. Now, you could say, well, there's lots of jobs that aren't all advertised on LinkedIn. Yes, I know. But just to emphasize the point, there's something going on right now where people are actually able to say, do you know, if you force me into the office, I don't want to go. I'm going to quit. And they can just walk out and go into the job.
And equally, and opposite to that, if you're going to give me digital skills that make me more efficient and make my life easier in what I do and make me more visible and all of that, I'm going to stay here. Things like that. All these things, clearly that's an added benefit in an overall benefit. You're not going to stay in a horrible place just because they give you digital skills. It's part of an overall improvement, right?
Yes.
That's incredible. That is incredible when you see it laid out like that. Some good research from Robert there.
Woo.
But it just emphasizes the point, which is that whatever you think about the great quit or the grand resignation or whatever you want to call it, right now at the moment there are more jobs for people, and talent is really difficult to get hold of.
The great resource shortage.
It is the great resource shortage, yeah.
This is kind of happening a lot faster than I expected, and it will only get exacerbated as the needs and abilities continue to be mismatched, right? So, there's this great question: well, how are there so many job openings and so many people looking for work? Like, how come those jobs aren't being filled? And I think the easiest answer, and I don't have the specific data to tell you, is that the roles that people need fit, there are not people necessarily for the types of roles that need to be filled. And my wife is kind of an example of this. As these technology companies become more niche market, in other words, their goal is to create a new market that has no competitors, right? So you can get something that's different, but it won't be exactly the same as this. It's just very different from a product type situation where you have one type of hammer and slightly different design. It's still a hammer. Like, that's pretty easy. She had her job responsibilities because of the unique nature of the company that she works for. There are not many people that have that same skill set because the company is so unique, right? So she's got these skill sets that are actually really in high demand, but you're not going to find a lot of people with those same skill sets because it's a very unique type of job. And that's going to continue.
That's down to kind of Moore's law and the kind of singularity in that we're kind of getting to this point where stuff is, in terms of organizations, that the pace of that stuff is developing at, we just can't keep up in terms of resources and training those people to do that stuff. That just is, and it's getting wider and wider and wider.
Well, actually, you actually touched on my point, which is, or the point that I was working towards. I didn't actually make it. But the point that I'm working towards is it's going to be harder and harder for companies to find people that have the exact skill set that they need. So what they need to do is look for people that have, like, for lack of a better way to say it, almost power skills, like the skills that everybody needs to succeed in in the new world, which I believe are like the soft skills: authenticity, empathy, communication, collaboration, digital skills, like the skills that the folks at DLA and Ignite enable, right? Kind of getting people at kind of a base level, but it's going to be companies' responsibilities to upskill their workers. You're looking for people that have those power skills, which are actually in short supply, as we know. Yep. And you find those people, you get them in there, and then they're going to have to grow into the role, because there'll be just very few people out there that have kind of all of the things that recruiters and the automated software solutions
wonder if you
kind of kick off.
that process of where what you're doing is so niche and the training is so niche that effectively that person can't leave because they're only trained in that particular skill set, which only applies to your business. So they're kind of trapped, essentially.
Yeah, I did an interview with on my podcast with a guy called James Barry, and James company. They have an objective that everybody in that organization has a personal brand. They're not there yet, but they're looking to be in that situation because it's important, he says, that if everybody has a personal brand, ultimately it's a bit like we always used to say everybody is in sales. Well, everybody is in sales, but now there's in the digital, we all need to be in sales in digital. And he said, in terms of the type of people that he was looking for, He was looking for people that were creative, who were good at sharing, who were good at telling stories, had tenacity, which is always one we want in sales. People had empathy and they were curious.
Beautiful.
It just makes you think that we will be okay as a human race because there's people like that. We will be all right.
Yes.
Well, it's like things have come full circle, haven't they? Like,
yeah.
Kind of in terms of that's just
Being human, having the ability to be social. It's the competitive differentiator. Like that is the thing that everyone needs.
Don't you find it strange though that organizations are having to train their workforce in how to be more human? Like surely that should be largely a part of responsibility of your parents.
We know how to be human. We don't necessarily know how to be good humans.
Well, I honestly believe that that's a symptom of the fact that it's been beaten out of people.
Yeah.
It's been beaten out of people for decades.
Yeah.
Because the law and the path and our voice is the brand, and thou shalt abide by the brand principles and the brand message. So if it's all about the brand and it's all about our company and our brochure wear and why do I need an identity? I can just let it slide. I can just park it. I can leave it in the parking lot and just come into work and just be the brand. Be the brand.
Just the old 1984 Apple commercials.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's so interesting that you bring up brand and so what we're getting that touches on what is changing about the nature of brand and what is successful out in the world today. Your brand has to be about more than your product. It has to connect with people on an emotional level. This is why having purpose in your organization becomes so important, and having your people in your organization actually living out your values, because living out your values is what's going to help them to connect with your customers and people who actually believe in what you're doing, right? So at Accelerate, for example, we say that we're accelerating digital transformation through your people. It's all about your people. And when I talk to people about people, they get excited. I say, hey, I'm all about people. Everything that we're doing is about enabling, empowering people. That's about actually connecting with them heart to heart. Okay, yeah, we're doing these products and we're doing these different things, but really what I'm saying to you is we want your people to be successful. And that is something that people can get behind and get excited about.
If that's beautiful, because
I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Absolutely gorgeous, right? Absolutely gorgeous. If the antithesis of that is if the big brand culture is failing and all you've got in your toolbox is to put your big brand in the ring, your big Pillsbury Doughboy, flailing, kind of like falling over on one side, and it's just trying to slug it out with the other ones that are doing the same. And some smart person over here with 10,000 employees, the same size as your company, sends 10,000 Sparta-style warriors into the ring. 10,000 who've been enabled to just, be completely different. That really excites me. And that's why I love being in the space that we're in, because you get exciting things happen every day. The fact that there's a company out there who are saying we want I'm still giggly about it. It's really exciting that a CEO is saying everyone that comes into this company needs to have a strong personal brand or we'll help them get it, kind of thing, because that's important for us. I mean, that's like stand up
it's so empowering. I imagine a line of people kind of queued up at the CEO's office, and it's like, what's your superpower? Flight. Okay, Bosch. And the next one's putting the capes on, they're heading out to
Oh, brilliant. Yes, absolutely.
They log in the morning, Nick, and it says ready, player one or whatever it is. Real player one.
Hadouken. Or across town, there's so you've only got 10 years experience in sales. We're looking for 15.
So you've actually got a story, haven't you, Eric, of someone this week who got some success on social?
Oh, which one? Which one can you remind me?
Which one? Yeah. I think it's actually Nick's client.
It might be.
Where they put out a post and they've got and they put out a post which was them in a tuxedo with his wife. We're going to go out. We're going to a party. We don't know what it's going to be like. And someone saw that and they got into a conversation on social. And the person said, so of the salesperson, so what do you do? Well, we do this. And he said, do you know, we're in the market for that at the moment. Can you put in a proposal? So we put in a proposal for 100K pounds, which is what, 130,000 dollars. US, yeah. And what Eric and I were laughing about this morning was that there's two salespeople out there, because they want the third one. There's two salespeople out there right now who don't know what's happening to them. It's a classic example of they're going to be outsold by digital, and they're sitting there and they're saying to
it's in the bag. It's in the bag.
Yeah, and the sales manager is saying, so what are you forecasting for this month? Well, we've got 2-pack widgets, and we put in a proposal for 100,000. Okay, so that's gonna close, is it? And then what's going to happen is
90%. It's in the green zone.
All of a sudden, someone from digital is just going to appear, as they did.
They just land in the foyer
with a non-brand post.
Did somebody call me?
Where did that come from? Well, they obviously they dropped the pants. They won by
so we're not getting involved in a race to the bottom.
Yeah.
They clearly, they'll fail because they've clearly dropped the pants on the price, and we're better off out of that one, Better off out of that one. Take that one out the CRM as we didn't want it anyway. Wasn't a good fit. Yeah, it's amazing. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. It's and the scary thing about it, and this is where again my real concern is not so much for the organization, but the people who work for the organization. Okay, because I mean, their real lives on, jobs, people have jobs, families to feed, and their leadership is leading them, in the wrong direction. And in digital, that is catastrophic. Companies disappear literally all the time. And it's because a more nimble organization that has embraced digital, that has fewer people, but those people are extremely effective because of the exponential impact of social media. It's just that's where I'm like extremely concerned and desperately trying to reach out to and get these executives to kind of get with the program here. I mean, because there's real people in jobs that I don't know.
Yeah, it's frightening. It's frightening how much wider that gulf is getting between sort of traditional sales and marketing, and so many people still haven't noticed. It's getting wider and wider and wider, and they haven't noticed. And it's that's what excites me so much about social, is that it's the kind of great leveler, is that you can eclipse and decimate a company that has millions or billions in turnover if you mobilize your labor force,
and they're spending hundreds of thousands
on advertising,
dollars on marketing,
literally flushing it down the toilet. It's insane.
I mean, it's like the resources that are going out. It's deeply concerning.
Unfortunately, I'm under NDA for a number of things, but I know a number of people that are wasting so much money. Well,
think we're at the point now where we need to be. Well, I'm at the point now where I think this is so crucial that we get over all the, we get over all this kind of like, I'm just going to say it, right? So for whatever reason, usually we get to the point in a conversation where there's a bunch of people excited in the organization, but because of history, because of ego, because of preciousness, defensiveness, or whatever, usually marketing people end up in front of us and start to put up because they feel a little bit threatened by it. We usually win them over once we get into it, but right at the start we get the little porcupine spines coming out, and I think we're at the point now where we need to be super straight about this now, because I've seen it. I've seen companies now, and I'm talking to companies who are worried about payroll, Q1 payroll, if they don't sort stuff out. They're worried about, we're going into Christmas and we don't have visibility on projects after March. Nothing. In previous years, in 18 and 19, we could see into, well past summertime by now, if not towards next Christmas. And we're struggling to see anything past, middle of Q1. So there's pussyfooting around, and there's being sort of soft and timid about it, and being sort of others being, come on, this is really important. This is about, in many cases, survival, and in many cases, thriving, and in many cases, putting right what needs to be put right. So I think it's time we got over the sort of pussyfooting around, cut to the chase, and instead of going into these meetings that we have where we do them all the time. How many times did we meet with the management teams as a group, as a global group? It's 20, 30, 40, 50 times a week, right? We're meeting with people in all sectors, all territories, and that meeting's going to go either one of two ways. It's going to go a really excited management team that are keen to give their team the digital skills and get a grip on all this and get moving and start to get that pipeline going and all of that. Or a bunch of people who, for one reason or another, whether it's fear, whether it's just ego or whatever, want to fight with you about why. So they've invited you in to talk about modernizing their approach to demand gen. But now once we're in the room, we're going to have a fight about the fact that, well, this won't work in our industry. So why am I here? Why am I in front of it? Why did you get me here? Why did you get me here? I'm a consultant and you've given me 2 hours of your time of your C-suite, of your board, to come in and talk to you about all of this. And now you're going to tell me why it doesn't work in your industry. But you've also told me at the start that your pipeline's in trouble, and you're having trouble getting to the table in time. You're missing out on opportunities. And we're showing you how other people are doing it in your industry, and they're ahead of you. We know
already, one person has missed an opportunity because they got outsold by digital.
Outsold by digital, yeah, absolutely. So, I think it's time. So there used to be a time where I used to be super sensitive around all of that. Now it's not that I'm being crass or anything, but I'm just cutting to the chase. You either want to be successful and at the top of your game, because I don't know about you. I never wanted to work for the 5th best in my industry.
No,
I never. And when I was in whatever organization I was in, I never wanted to be the 4th best, best department. And when I was in a team of people, I never wanted to be the 15th best. Surely you want to, if you're going to give a go at this, life is short, right? Life is short. You want to hit the top tier, don't you? You want to hit the. I don't want to be an also-ran. I don't know anyone in business that wants to be an also-ran. We're quite happy being 10th.
Yes.
Dedication's what you need.
We're quite happy being. We're quite happy being in the lower quartile of performance. That's our business plan. Lower quartile is safe.
We're quite comfortable in that space.
We're quite comfortable in lower quartile. It's good. It's good. There's no growth. We don't have to worry about growth. We don't have to worry about mega projects.
There's no competition.
There's no competition. Nobody wants that, right? Unless it's a little lifestyle business that's just to keep people who are retired and won the lottery occupied. We're in here to win. We're here to win, right? So why would you not want? Why would you not want all of the tools and the skills and the armor and the kit and all that that's going to enable you to win every time? I just don't get it. I don't get it.
You would.
Sorry. I don't get it.
You would, and all the way through our lives, we've seen the way that technology has changed. And we've seen, we don't sit and use, Lotus 123 and AmiPro anymore. I mean, there'll be people watching this who won't even know what it is, because things have evolved. We don't use fax machines anymore. I mean, there will be some. Whenever I say that, there's always someone in the chat says we still use them to send out something in some industry. But
I put a note on Nick's post the other day, his next newsletter the other day about. I've been paging you for 4 weeks and sending you 50 emails, and someone came in and went, actually, you'll find that in some areas of the world, the fax is actually used quite a lot. I was like, okay. Sorry.
I actually had a conversation with the guy on LinkedIn the other day, and basically I made a statement like, "Oh, talent is going to decide who wins the hybrid or going back to the office." And he said, actually, there are quite a lot of people out there that are happy to come in and get a stable job. I was like, yeah, but do you want those people?
Why does it talk like that?
He's from Wales.
Let's go sell some carpet. Let's go sell some carpet.
Oh dear.
Can I? Are you fit for a bit of a tangent to the left?
Yeah. What have you got for us, Eric?
Yeah, I just wanted to. I
can't go anywhere without hearing TikTok.
Oh, beat me to it.
Come on.
Yeah,
tell us
TikTok. So, TikTok growth, absolutely mystifying. So I've been doing a bit of a deep dive on TikTok recently. Someone got something playing. Someone watching the ball game in the background. Oh, it's a bit of a So I'll put my hand up. I absolutely love TikTok. I hated it when it first came out because for some reason it wanted to throw up all sorts of really weird videos towards me as a 50-year-old man. So I managed to get rid of them, and I realized that one of the things that you had to do really quickly with TikTok was to train the algorithm. Flick on, reject, and home in and follow the things that you really like, and it will train. It's a very easy to train algorithm.
Yep.
So once you get your stuff in there, so I think it's probably, apart from the social media channels that we work in, it's probably the most used social media channel in my family. It's every day I'll get sent TikToks from friends, interesting stuff, funny stuff, educational stuff. I've bought things from my TikTok.
You bought things from
TikTok.
100%.
Wow.
I've been influenced enough to see something being demonstrated.
Was it a generator?
No, it wasn't a generator. No, it wasn't. But I bought multiple things from TikTok reviews where people have said these things are supposed to be good. Let's do a little review, and they've unboxed it. And I've been in the market for one of those things, and I've just said, well, I'm not going to look any further. I'm just going to go and buy that.
Solar panels.
It's not solar panels either. No.
Just if you're watching this, just so you know that Eric lives in a part of Scotland, in Aberdeenshire, where there was a Storm Irwin came in and knocked out his power for, was it you had no electricity, no telephone, no internet. There wasn't even any mobile cellular for what, 4 days, was it?
4 days, yeah.
4 days.
Wow.
And people still out. People still out.
There's still people. Yeah, they've got the army in Scotland.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Keep them up there.
So yeah. That's what Tim's having a bit of a light-hearted joke about. Are you looking at buying generators? Actually, yes, I was. It's fascinating when you start looking at solar power generators. But anyway, so TikTok. A few stats. Would you like some stats?
Yes.
2020 was a huge year for TikTok. It's the most downloaded app in 2020 on iOS and Android. It overtook the tech giant in terms of downloads, Facebook, in 2020 and in 2021. It's 1.2 billion active users in 2021, and it remains unique, very unique. 70% of the members are Gen Z, under 24.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
But that's changing. In the UK alone, the regulator Ofcom reported an increase from 5.4 million users in June to a whopping 12.9 in April. From June to April.
I saw the Simon Kemp, the guy that does the social
yeah.
media things. I know you watched it live. I
Mhm.
watched it as a recording, and he made a comment about TikTok, which is that a lot of the people that have joined TikTok over the last 12 months are actually, he doesn't know whether they are, but they tend to be older people, and he suspects it's the mums and the grannies and the grandpas either watching what their children are doing, or the grandchildren said, "You need to. It's on TikTok, Grandma."
Right.
And so what we're seeing is we're seeing this new generation of people who are the older people joining TikTok.
Incredible.
That's very dangerous for Meta.
Well, it is.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
actually, it's usually the thing that actually, if you talk to any young people about, are you on Facebook now? Why's that? Oh, my mum's there.
That's right. That's right.
So it was actually that killed. It's got 3 billion people.
But they do. Some social platforms age up, don't they? Over time.
Yes, they do. Yeah. So that's one of the things that's happened with TikTok. It's the other thing about TikTok is that there's been short video sharing platforms before.
Yeah.
Because what was the one that Twitter bought?
Vine.
Vine, and then they closed it down because nobody.
I remember Vine. Yeah.
Which is a nightmare because we had lots of family funny vines on there and we forgot to download them and we lost them all.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden TikTok comes along and it just blows up.
Absolutely massive.
What is that?
55% of US consumers have bought products from seeing them on TikTok. 55% of US consumers, think about that. The rise of social commerce is absolutely enormous. TikTok have made $500 million in the year 2000, $500 million from revenue from ads. The growth at home activities, because of lockdown, TikTok became a home thing. So fitness channels started, live fitness channels and all of that. The fact that it's becoming a Gen Z space for serious issues. So no longer is it an app just for kids. TikTok matured this year. It started partnering with the World Health Organization to combat fake news. Government organizations are putting safety stuff onto and learning stuff onto TikTok. You see things like absolutely.
You love a good safety video, don't you?
Love a good safety video.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter, US general election, a hub for political activism. They made a big, massive deal about Black History Month. They did lots and lots of stuff about mental health and self-care. It's becoming a place that young people go to get advice for mental health and self-care. So governments are tuning into this. Health agencies are tuning into this. And there's a whole serious way. So no longer is it just people doing the dance to do the weekend dance. This is becoming the weekend dance. The weekend dance.
I think something that you mentioned there, you kind of went over it quickly. I think you're kind of talking about it now, but it's actually really important, and it could lead to seriously to the decline of Facebook, which is, it sounded like what you were saying is that TikTok is making it a point to combat misinformation and disinformation.
It is, yes.
Which, if you are concerned about, says, I'm leaving this other platform that won't do anything about it, and I'm going to this platform that will. I mean, that is the type of thing that can start a negative network effect situation.
Snowball, yeah, totally. And what is happening, maybe even more so over lockdown, where people are getting smarter with social. No longer is it just, I'm just on Facebook because my friends are there. People are actually deciding where I'm going to be, where I'm going to live. I'm going to live more here because it's a nicer environment, it's a cooler environment. I learn more here, or I feel safer here, or I'm going to go here because I can be more controversial, I can be more antagonistic. People have been able to now select where they want to be. And I just like the fact that, so TikTok's becoming this place now, which is, they're even talking about becoming, they're talking about TikTok TV starting.
Wow.
Which is going to go up against Amazon Prime and Netflix.
Interesting.
And Apple. So TikTok TV, watch out for that one coming. So TikTok are sitting around the
Remember where you heard it first.
TikTok TV. TV. It's like, what you watching on? Are you watching that brilliant series it's on? Where is it on Apple? Is it on Netflix? No, it's on TikTok.
And it's such a great point that you make, Eric, because when we think about these phones, and this is actually the reason that I'm saying this is because it's true of many things, right? The competition is just a swipe away.
Oh man, the competition's you're dropping one-liner mic drops today. The competition's just a swipe away.
It's like,
and I love the way that you've actually got, and it's just a
swipe away.
I do it every day. Every day I go, because I have a habit. I'll go to Instagram, but then I'll be like, oh, TikTok. And then I just leave Instagram and I just go to TikTok.
Yeah. And what happens when you go to TikTok? You just keep going and going and you go and you go and you go and you hang out. Yeah, exactly. You're there. Absolutely. And so when you start Ross Boss, your competitor to TikTok, that could be your little thing. Your competition, just a swipe away. So
it's true. I mean, I did it and I said it because I wanted to make that point. That's not just true for TikTok, okay? Mm-hmm. Right? It's any organization, any business, right? Your competition is just a couple of clicks away. Come on, folks. Got to get busy.
But I think it's time, and we did start taking it seriously this year. A group of us here, by cycling a lot of our video content through there. But I think certainly on my agenda for the new year is I think it's very easy to open TikTok and go, oh, this is just for kids. This is just for Gen Zs. That's a huge error. I think this is one to really get a grip of properly and strategically, and something that I'm certainly going to be looking at personally, and how to become good at TikTok. And I'm okay at it. We're putting some stuff through there. I'm active and all of that, but nowhere near where we should be. And a lot of the subjects that we're interested in, digital transformation, RevOps, metaverse, and all of that, are huge topics. Social selling, social media, they're massive topics. They're massive hashtags on the platform, and it's terrific. So I really enjoy it. I think it's one of the best things about social media is TikTok, and I think I'm really excited to see where it's going to go, and also excited to see how we can incorporate this into not only our own universe, but also our clients' universe moving forward.
Yeah,
awesome.
I agree. It's something that we've got to tackle. It's too easy to put TikTok in the hard. Let's get a hard box and put it in there and that. But yeah, it's too easy. We've got to do something with it.
It's a monster, and you can't ignore monsters.
It's like a Millennium Falcon.
although it's amazing for those of us that are used to living within the safe confines or relatively safe confines of LinkedIn. When you do venture out, and we're very big on other platforms, when you do venture out of like go north of the wall, when you go north of the wall, you expose yourself to a different level of scrutiny, perhaps. And I've had some amazingly helpful feedback on my videos on TikTok. Very frank.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. Thanks, John from Glasgow. You've made your point very, very clear about your disdain for my video content. Point taken. Thank you.
I've flirted with the platform so far, and I've picked up a few things. I think I've only put about 6 pieces of content up there, but yeah, I'm definitely going to make it a large part of my strategy going forward next year, and sort of looking at ways of potentially kind of repurposing content or creating content in such a way where I can easily repurpose that content between LinkedIn and TikTok as well. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. But I think that's right. But I'm of the opinion now, all I've been doing is recycling other content onto TikTok. I think it's time to have a proper bespoke and unique strategy and content mind for TikTok.
Yes.
So you can expect to see Tim doing those. My age, my job, all that. My favorite cake.
It's those ones that I see that are repurposed from TikTok where people have used the same filters it's the same trend, and it's like I'm just seeing the same stuff in my timeline on LinkedIn. It's like some of it's good and some of it's just lazy video content.
So what's your thoughts on that? Claire Carroll dealt with it direct. I love Claire Carroll. Claire doesn't mess about. I'd never like to fall out with Claire because
no. We love Claire.
We love Claire. If you're watching this, Claire, we never want to fall out with you. So
and we
Claire,
love
Claire hits subjects head on. Like she's hit one today about LinkedIn identity and from a poll, and she's been, here it is. It's facts. It's that level of like, come on, this is serious. Get a wake up call here. So she put a thing out back in the day. Claire was one of the first people that I saw that put her TikTok videos on LinkedIn, and she got a lot of kind of like, keep this for TikTok. It's not for here. It's not for that. You're not supposed to be mixed. So she wrote a beautiful post a couple of weeks ago saying, why is there all the hate for TikTok videos?
Yeah.
Number one, they take a lot of time to make. Number two, they're usually insightful. I'm not posting stuff on here which is just, here's me having a sandwich. It's not that. Yeah. It's proper stuff. It took me a long time to make. It's educational and blah, blah, blah. And, people multi-purpose content across other platforms. So why, when some of us put TikTok material on here, do we get abuse? What's your own views on that? I actually don't know where I stand.
No, I'm absolutely fine with repurposing the content, as long as it's. I like original content. What I'm referring to specifically is streams of spam content that all looks the same because it's all use the same TikTok filters. It's all use the same track. So I'm getting in my feed just regurgitated stuff from different people that all looks the same. It's like cool.
There was a video that went around. There was a video that went around of this person eating the banana where they went and then and it was like, and then everyone just copied it. And then people,
it was the big dragon bone man. Yeah.
And so the first time you see it, oh yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
And the second time you think,
then it starts to grate. Then you want to gouge your eyeballs out.
Well, I do feel like if you've created something unique, you should be able to share it wherever you want. But if you're just
absolutely,
if you're copying the guy that ate the banana to the Dragon Bone Man track that had that unique, it's like Tim writing a blog.
Of a copy
and you just copying it and sticking it out on the same platform. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
It's just like what is this thing? Like,
it's a bit strange. So here's my challenge to this group. We all have TikTok accounts, right?
Yep.
Let's do a TikTok live.
Ooh.
It's very easy to do.
Yeah,
very easy. You don't need to apply for licenses. The 4 of us just get on, or 5 of us just get on, and we do a little TikTok live.
I'm up for that. Yeah.
Let's do it, right? Let's work out what needs to be done. I think it's as simple as just, go live and do it. I don't think you have to apply, but let's do some work.
Totally down with that. Yeah, totally down with that.
I'd love to do an Amazon live and sort of do, and today we've got these earpods, so they're really good. If you just put them in, and they're only $5.99 if you just put in that. Don't you fancy doing that?
Tim, you need to stop talking. I'm currently
and can purchase it.
You need to stop talking. I'm currently in the checkout. What doing an Amazon thing? Yeah,
I think it'd be. I think. Do you know? I've seen them, and I bet they're really hard work because you are constantly talking and doing stuff, and I just think it would be really fun because I just think it's one of those things like. Maybe I've just become in my old age, I've come out of my comfort zone junkie,
Right.
And certainly in social, and we're going back to the beginning of what I remember. Yeah, I remember, right, getting my first.
All of this was Fields.
It is all Fields. I got my first laptop. It was a 386, right? 386 laptop. 25%. 25%. It was funny because they forgot to buy them with Ethernet connectors. They had to get like some sort of thing to go on. Anyway, 25% of the sales force said, "Why would I do that? We have a sales administrator."
Yeah.
If I'm a salesperson, I don't do typing. Hello. They didn't say that in those days because that TV program wasn't around, but. It was like, and then they left because they would have to do their own typing. Now, you talk to anybody, a millennial, my partner's 26. If you said, he grew up at school doing his own typing, it's what you learned at school now.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there thinking, in my young, I probably had hair in those days, and I was probably sitting there thinking, I cannot be in a position ever in my life where I don't understand the technology. The technology is obviously going to come in waves, and I've got to be in a position where I understand what's going on. I only downloaded the Uber app and ordered a taxi on Uber just so I could understand what it was about. And then when I did it, it was like, bloody hell, this, I just don't have to stand in queues anymore.
That's funny. It's once you've made that decision that you're not going to be the sorry son, what does it do? What's it for? I mean, my sister-in-law still holds the record, in my view, for the best statement ever made about tech. Right now, think about this. Susie, by her own admission, is a technophobe, right? Still to this day. Susie, back in the day when I got the latest BlackBerry from my company, right? Susie, and now think about this. It's a giggle, right? But think about the level of how far away she is with this. She said, "What's that you've got?" And I said, "It's a new BlackBerry." And I showed her it, and she went, "Is that better than a Bluetooth?" Now just think about that. Think about how deep that lack of understanding is there. Is that better than Bluetooth? A Bluetooth, right? So, but I always said I don't want to be the guy who's like, I don't know what it is. It's these youngsters, you know, they're so I've got that innate kind of, but it's hard work, right? Keeping up with all of that. And I think like I've been a gamer, Nick's a gamer. I've been a gamer my whole life. I'm 51 years old in January, and I'm still an Xboxer and a PC gamer.
Oh, it's the 1st of January, isn't it? Your birthday.
Yeah, 51. I'm not
51.
pleased. I'm not pleased. But I think part of that is the fact that I don't want to give it up just because, well, you're an older guy now. You shouldn't be gaming.
Keeps
because,
you young. Keeps you young.
Absolutely.
Keeps your reflexes.
I said to Nick the other day, these aren't games anymore. These are like interactive virtual reality immersive experiences. And that probably sounds like an old guy justifying why he's still a gamer.
Why are you going around shooting people?
Yeah, no. Is that you have to shoot your little men again? Oh, thanks, Sarah.
Your story reminds me of I was once on the train. This was pre-COVID. I was on the commuter rail from New York to where I live, and I was typing something, and there was a younger person typing that, like, blazing fast fingers.
I was looking out the window.
It was so fast that I actually felt shame about how slow I was typing. I turned my body because I was
put my phone away.
Look at me.
I turned my body
because it made me look so old. I was moving so slowly. And then
Lemon put the top back on his flask and went,
Sorry.
It was anyway. It was a very funny moment, but it was like in an instant I had to confront my age and how out of it I was with the texting.
I think that goes with them. Just being inquisitive and sort of being sort of young at heart and young of mind. I think I think if you get to that point where you're like, I'm not interested in where the world's going or how things are moving along, you curl up your toes and die. Pretty much.
It's Jurassic Park time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like why bother being here if you're not gonna, explore what's around you?
I want to be where the kids are told by their parents when they're trying to figure something technical out, go and ask your grandpa.
Yeah, that'd be freaking awesome, wouldn't it?
He's the one that sorts all that stuff out.
Come here, Sonny.
Come here, Sonny. Yeah. What are you trying to do?
That's great. But the interesting thing is that when I got serious about social, when I say got serious, I mean when Tim started to teach me about social and what it means to be social, and I started really doing it. I actually think that I don't know, it made me feel more youthful. I certainly meet more people. I have more interesting conversations. My business has accelerated because of social. So, I mean, I'm kind of bringing it full circle, but social keeps you young.
Man, you're just dropping them all over the place.
I'm all up for. Yeah, that's right. I'm all up for doing a TikTok restream or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're excited about that. Yeah, let's do it.
So I saw someone recently do one on Instagram.
Say again.
I saw someone do one on Instagram because I was looking because I currently use StreamYard. Currently, I won't be after today. But I just noticed that it wasn't one of the things that I could pick in terms of, because when you set up your Restream or StreamYard, you have to pick the places that you're going to stream. So you've got LinkedIn, you've got Twitch, you've got Twitter, but Instagram wasn't an option. So I want to do that.
I'm very surprised, to be honest, that LinkedIn, because they've now announced everyone's got access to live streaming, that they haven't bought one of the larger streaming, just gone, yep, we'll have that, like just bought StreamYard.
You would have thought so, wouldn't you?
And integrated it into the platform, because it needs dedicated a dedicated live streaming part of the platform. It just, it's because it's pretty broken at the moment.
Yeah, it's a little bit, isn't it? It's a bit clunky. There's clearly a lot of stuff.
You'd think with like a large rollout of that nature, of like, we're going to give live access to pretty much everyone. Now, it's been in beta for a few years, that there's going to be something under the hood to go, okay, well, here's a new part of the interface. Beta. I don't know. Potatoes.
I'll just chuck in beta just for the sake of it.
Beta. That's maybe the American.
Considering it's
because Lenwood's here, that's why.
Considering it's broken, in the top left-hand corner, it's the first time I've done a digital download. I've actually got a 1, as if there was one person watching.
Okay,
that's weird. That is
weird. It is weird. But well, they haven't integrated it directly into the platform. And another thing that I think they definitely needed, that they missed a trick with COVID, and I've mentioned this before, is some kind of virtual event space. I mean, it makes complete sense that you've got a platform that's populated by large businesses that will probably do a lot of events. Why not just keep it on the platform and stop them going elsewhere?
Oh my goodness!
What do I know? I don't work for LinkedIn.
That's so insightful, Nick. It's awesome. Can I just add? I want to just shout out to the Cree industry. They're probably not watching, but I engage with those folks a lot. This is one of those things where they're like behind the times, because a lot of these large organizations, they have media space, media capabilities in the organization. Like, that's a new use for all this office space that's not going to be used.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great space. Like, having like a media place that people can rent out for relatively short periods of time, like, that's a great use. A lot of money there. This media thing is real.
Well, I've been saying it for years, and that companies aren't what they do anymore. They're media production companies first and foremost, and then they're what they do after, secondary, because they should be producing content at scale. So I need to dash, guys, because
I think we all do. It's a shame we didn't go live on your main chosen platform for this, because it was a little cracker. I thought a little beauty.
Good.
I'll download it and stick it on LinkedIn.
You have to do what I did, and there should be a stream sharing link afterwards. You can copy and paste that into the event. You won't be able to upload the video because it's an hour long. And there's a 15-minute limit on LinkedIn. Unfortunately, something else they need to address.
Right, jolly good. I've really enjoyed it, chaps.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Eric.
See you in 2022 live.
Cheers, everybody. Bye.
See you later, guys.